Have you ever met anybody named Ellen in person?
Ellen.
I don't think I've ever met a single fucking Ellen.
I don't think I have either.
Not legitimately. I don't think.
No Ellen.
No.
I met a Sue Ellen.
I've met Sue Ellens.
Yeah.
I've met a Lou Ellen.
And I've met L's, like they go by L for
Never
whatever
met
the
L.
reason. L. But I don't think it was Ellen. I don't think they were Ellen L from Ellen, you know. Speaking of which, Ellen's a bitch.
Yeah, Ellen's a bitch. You can just say Ellen's a bitch.
Fuck her.
So, check out the sound, huh?
Choo.
Boop, bop, boop, bop. Coo, 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 coo.
Cha. Chicha.
Welcome back to the Open Mic Podcast, also known as Who Wants to Be a Pervert? We're back. Haven't seen you guys in a few weeks. Did y'all miss us? Do y'all want to kiss us? Do you want to diss us? Who gives a shit? Anyways, we're back. With me as always, Jason.
Hey.
And me. No guest. Special episode. We're doing something different this week. We're going to add a lot more crime in here for you. We're working on just tinkering around with stuff, moving stuff around. We're also got some other new things coming out. We are going to maybe start doing a Patreon with more crimes. I don't know. Maybe cheap-ass donations. No, less than $5. If you're going to give me less than $5 a month, I don't fucking want it, okay? Just at least enough for most of a Wendy's combo. Right?
I mean, I think it's worth $5.
Like after shows, I have some merch. I don't know if I've told you this. Like some of my merch, I'll sell like the bracelets and like keychains. I'll just do donations only. A lot of times I end up getting more money because people just want to support, which is great.
Absolutely.
But then you get those couple of assholes that come up and want to give you $1, and it's like, bitch, these were more than $1 a piece for me to buy.
You're like, let me get 6 of those. Here's $6.
Yeah, I had somebody grab like a handful of bracelets in Oklahoma City. He tried to hand me $2. I was like, nah, bro. I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, that's not going to happen. I was like,
you can get like 1 or 2.
He's like, oh, here's $10. I was like, cool, man. Take like 5 then. I don't care. Whatever.
There you go.
Yeah. But anyways, before we get into it, I'm going to make you guys listen to my shameless plugs. I do have shows coming up. This will actually be out tomorrow, Jason, so I'll go ahead and plug this weekend. I'll be headlining the Comedy Arena in McKinney, Texas. That's right. I'll be out there. Liz Splatt will be featuring. Chris Germany will be my host from the Counting Lights podcast. Also, I'm giving a guest spot Friday to Jimmy Nelson. Fuck you, Jimmy. And you guys come out to that. It's Friday night at 9, Saturday night at 8, Comedy Arena. Just Google Comedy Arena McKinney, Texas, or even just Texas. You'll figure it out. I'm on the website. Get some tickets. Tickets are going like flapjacks, which means people are flipping them, baby. They're buying them and selling them for more. Get yours before you have to pay extra. Also, October 29th, I'll be at Hyenas Dallas. I'm pretty sure it's a Friday night. Hit me up for tickets. I do have a few free tickets left for that. I'm doing, I think it's 8:30 and 10:30, 2 shows. I'll be out there doing like 25, 30 minutes, something like that. And then November 10th, I'll be at the Addison Improv for the Andy Franklin and Friends show. Andy was a guest on this podcast, and now he's getting his own show. So come out, show some support. I'm sure he'll give you some free tickets. And I think that's all I got, or all I want to plug for now. But like I said, we're going to do some things different this week. We are going to go ahead and jump into some questions. You have some questions for me?
I do.
Or for us?
Yeah. So just wondering, out of curiosity, I was just thinking this the other day. Would you rather never bang again or never get inebriated again?
But what do you mean by inebriated?
So like you just can't get fucked up again? You can't get high or drunk, whatever your bag is? Or would you never bang again?
Man, I feel like I don't get high now. I just smoke weed for y'all. I get back to regular.
It's more for show.
Yeah. But I do get drunk, but I'm already not banging because no one's banging me right now. But, man, I don't know. I don't know if I can. If I had a choice.
Get fucked or get fucked up?
Man, what would you pick?
I have to go and get fucked.
Yeah, I don't know. I can masturbate pretty good, though.
You never want to lose that opportunity. You know?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Yeah, I guess
Straight
I'd go,
edge tattoo, straight edge on my back.
Yeah, I guess I'd get a fucking Pepsi tattoo and call myself CM Funk.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want sex, please.
yeah. You thought about it for a minute though. I saw you really
It's-
contemplating it.
it's,
Like I like to drink though.
That'll free up half of my day. What am I gonna do with all that time? I guess bang.
Would you rather accidentally scream the wrong name in the bedroom, or rather have your partner accidentally say the wrong name in bed?
I don't scream people's
I
names.
know,
in the
like,
bedroom.
oh, Ellen.
Yeah, Ellen. Oh, Ellen. I'm so forthcoming.
I mean, Susie. Sorry, Susie. Yeah.
I'd rather say the wrong name. I'd rather defend myself
You could rebound better
than offend myself. Yeah.
than what your emotions can handle, because then you're like, what the fuck did you say?
Yeah. Who the fuck is Greg? And how do you? I've never met a Greg.
Do you finish angry? No.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah,
finish.
still.
You
No,
always
I
finish.
feel like you'd break the moment.
Nah, I'd finish.
Yeah?
That's an argument for later. Okay. Yeah. That's an argument best had post-coital. I can't even talk.
Yeah.
That's a post-coital argument right
Yeah,
there.
you're like, hey, no, everything's good. No, it's cool. Hey, come on, let's.
No, I wouldn't say anything. I just pretend like I didn't hear it, like a heckler.
Okay.
Just keep pounding away on that dream.
How about this? Would you rather get a tattoo with your significant other's name or get matching tattoos?
It depends on the name and the tattoo that we get that's matching. I think I'd rather do matching, because if we break up, then I don't have to explain why I got like Alexis on my arm or whatever the fuck.
I agree.
I'm not dating anyone named Alexis.
Yeah, anymore.
Yeah, I never did.
Did you?
Well,
Well,
yeah. Well, she,
no.
yeah. She was more of a Chevy.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's built tough.
Yeah. No, my wife and I have a matching tattue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like one of our bonding things.
so
So we
cute.
did. It is. We love
It's,
it.
Doesn't hers have the skull on hers have like little bows?
It
or
has a
no?
little bow on it. And
So
mine
it's not
doesn't.
exactly. It's pretty close.
You know, it's genderized for sure.
For your next anniversary, you should get the bows added to your tattoo.
You think so?
Yeah,
It's a nice idea.
you're not gonna do it.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
do that. No, I'll get a different tattoo or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How about
What you've been
this?
saying for years, you're gonna get another tattoo, and then
I got one I want to fix, and I can't think of another one until I fix the one.
I want to fix all mine, and I still just keep getting other tattoos.
It just makes me feel that way. I'm like, it's I can think of maybe little shit just to mix in and build a sleeve and stuff, but like I just want to do a couple other big things, not have a bunch of little shit.
Yeah, you just don't want to spend money. You're just
That
cheap.
too,
Yeah.
yeah.
You want a free tattoo. Free tattoos, hit us up. Anybody do tattoos want to give us a free one? We'll.
look at
Take care
your
of you.
portfolio and see
Yeah.
what your work looks like.
Well, I mean, I
first.
can get it somewhere no one will see it if it's bad. But
Is there an alcohol that you'll never drink again?
gin or scotch. I'm just not gonna do it.
When's the last
Not
time you
gonna-
drank either?
I had a gin drink actually last time I was in Austin, so like a few months ago.
Oh, shit.
Because someone just brought me a drink. They're like, "Hey,
Like a
you
gin
bought
and
me a
tonic
drink
or something?
Yeah, it was like a gin and soda or gin and tonic, and I was like, "What the fuck? What are you doing? This is terrible."
Did it taste good?
No,
No.
it's bad. Gin instantly gives me heartburn every time I drink it.
I haven't drank gin since I was like 16. I mixed it on accident with vodka and orange juice, and then like rode my bike all over town and shit while I was sipping on that and like getting fucked up, and
Yeah.
I puked my ass off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gin,
a bunch of times.
Gin, I remember like in high school, I looked old enough to buy alcohol, so I would pool everybody's money, and I'd go to the liquor
Tanqueray.
store, and I listened to Tupac. I heard that Tanqueray, and I was like, oh, it's got to be good. And I got some Alizé, and the same night,
hypnotic.
the fucking Tanqueray had me and my friend dry heaving, like, and so we were like, we were trying to throw up, but there was nothing there. And then the Alizé. Bombay is also bad too.
How do you want it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was one
Tupac
of
taught
them
me what to
parties.
drink. Yeah.
Yeah, Goldschlager for me.
Oh yeah. I can't even smell Goldschlager because one of those times when I was younger, I used to drink it by the bottle because it wasn't as harsh or it wasn't like as like taking a shot of tequila, it like burns, right? Especially if you get shitty tequila or
Yeah.
you don't know what to drink. But I would drink Goldschlager by the bottle when I was like 16.
Because I've always liked schnapps. Have you always liked schnapps? I do like schnapps.
I did until this instance where I drank the bottle of Goldschlager, and then like a man, I was drinking Aftershock after that. And I remember I was in my friend's backyard, and he had like these picnic benches in his backyard, and I was sitting there next to this chick that I liked, and we were talking, and I had my hand down her pants, and then I felt another hand, and I look over, and my friend on the other side of her had his hand in her pants.
Ooh.
So like the Holy Trinity, I was like, we got to break up. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened after that.
Y'all
I just
praying to
remember
the same clit on that.
I remember waking up, laying against his fence in the yard, and my whole arm was covered in ants, like I got a sleeve of ants, fire ants. And I thought I was gonna fucking die. I felt pain, and then I instantly just threw up all that Goldschlager, and like I can't even smell it now. Just that.
Yeah.
Actually, it's been years since I've even tried. I bet I could drink it, but I'm not willing.
I got
to.
another one too, Sambuca.
I'm good.
Any of that black licorice shit,
Any
which
licorice,
goes for Jaeger for me.
yeah.
I fucking hate
Y'all
Jaeger.
stop by
I used to drink it, and I liked it, and I liked the years that I had with it, but it's done. It's done.
Yeah, I'm not swigging back on Grandpa's cough medicine again.
I just never liked black licorice flavor to begin with.
People will just buy me, like, especially when I travel and do shows and I'll drink, and like the last time in Oklahoma City, I went to another bar because the comedy club was closing, but I wanted to drink more because I'm an addict.
Yeah.
And like people from the show were there, and they're like, "Oh, hey, let me buy you a drink." And they brought me back a Jaeger bomb. And so
Thinking they were doing you a solid too.
Yeah, I mean, I still drank it. But
Of course,
I was
because
already
you're being a
fucked up.
trooper. But I'm just saying, like, hey, just know you're not doing them a solid, getting them a Jaeger bomb.
Yeah, I mean, I'm frugal, so I'll still probably drink it, but I prefer
I think
tequila.
you prefer tequila or a lemon drop, right?
Not a lemon drop, tequila. I'll take a lemon drop.
Remember, lemon drop or a tequila.
I'll take a lemon drop, but I'd rather have tequila or Washington apple, which I know is
I
tequila.
love Washington apple.
Yeah, I know you do, pal. I've seen you suck them down.
Oh man,
Fucking chop down
I
that
just
cherry
get
tree.
to grinning when I think about them.
It makes me want a hot dog real bad.
What's a smell you can't stand?
Piss. Cat piss.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't. I hate it.
Mine is the pinky toe cheese. Did you ever get this?
I think all the toes smell. The cheese from all the toes smell bad.
all my other fucking toe crevices fucking don't stink. It's just in between the pinky toe every now and again. It'll get just like a little bit of a cheddary flavor and smell. It doesn't taste like it. Let's clear this up. It smells like it tastes, or it tastes like it smells, whichever the right one is.
So you know the taste, and how flexible are you, bro?
No, yeah. See, so
How are you
it
smelling these?
sticks to your finger. If you wipe it on something, it sticks to that. I mean, you gotta like for real wash your hands. Like
What are you doing in the shower?
this is before
I mean, the
shower.
soap runs through your feet.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just curious that it stinks like this, like cheese, like in between. Well, I guess that just gives away some of my secrets. Some of my pinky toe has a cheese smell sometimes, and
Why? I just want to know, like, what's the act of you smelling it? Are you bringing your foot up, or are you like swiping it?
yeah, no, I take my sock off and then I just like rub off any like any whatever debris from the sock. Like if there was like, because I wear black socks, like ankle black socks,
like a human.
yeah, so it'll leave like sometimes strings or something, like fuzz or something like that. So I brush that off, and every now and again I'll swipe the pinky and just be like, ew, why does it smell like cheese, man? It smells like fucking cheese. Like,
But you still do it, and you
Out of habit.
know
I can't help it.
out of
Yeah,
habit.
out of
So now
habit.
you got a habit. Now you're.
what other parts of your body do you think naturally stink that you don't know about? Do you know about the ear thing?
I was just gonna say.
Okay.
Your ear. If you've been like sweating outside and you haven't showered in a day or two, and you swipe your ear, just like the foot,
Cheese.
it smells like cheese.
It smells the same smell.
It's cheese.
I think it's, you know what? I looked up something about the ear thing once, and it said that it was like your body putting off a natural like defense to like grease and oil and all that by making its own oil as a shield, and it just happens to smell like that.
Shield from what? What bear is gonna stop and be like, oh, I'm lactose intolerant. I can't eat this.
It's whatever the bioorganism structure is that makes us. That's what it fucking does. I'm like Neil deGrasse Tyson over here.
It doesn't block off other predators. It blocks off pussy.
It blocks off like
It's a cock block.
It is
Yeah.
a natural cock block.
I've had a chick. Have you ever had one of these days like where you go to a festival or a concert and it's like outdoor and you're out there drinking and sweating and you hook up with a random chick and then they stick their tongue in your ear and you're like, oh no.
You're like, shit, I know she smells that.
I can't kiss her now. I'm not gonna kiss her now. Like I actually don't respect her because she kept going, and I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I actually don't like that. When actually, in reality, I do love
No,
that.
it feels great, but I wouldn't
But-
recommend to do it if you want to like, give some mouth to mouth action, because like you're tonguing out like a fucking dirty tube out there. You know what I mean? It's like
It's
just go around the ear and up and down and all that. Like just stay out of the inside.
I've had girls like full on like stab me in the ear with their tongue, and then it's like you get swimmer's ear because you got laid.
All her spit is in there. Like, save that until you guys move into an apartment together. You know.
Then you gotta fucking make her squirt so she can pop that water back out. It takes more water to get water out of your ear. Did you ever notice that?
I have noticed that.
Yeah. It works though.
Well,
or a woman squirt.
you mean piss?
Tamale. So,
Tomato tamale.
Yeah, whatever. Well, that's the white way. But.
Wait a minute, tamale to what?
Tamale.
Okay.
I would say I'm bringing it back, but I just invented it on the spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see you. What do you? I haven't seen you in a while, man. Were you working on some jokes or something?
You got questions?
Yeah. It's a subtle way of saying that. Yeah.
I ruined it. Yeah, I got some. Actually, I don't even need notes for this one. It's an older joke. It's actually more of a story from right before COVID, before we were doing this podcast. I did it a few times and it worked, and then I just stopped doing it because I'm dumb and I forget shit. But before my last job, I was a bartender, and I started out at this restaurant as a server, a waiter, and I wanted more shifts, and they were hiring a daytime bartender, but they wanted someone experienced. And so I told them about my experience, and they gave me the bartending job, which in reality, all my bartending experience is me lying about bartending in the past. I'd never done it. I'd never bartended. I've hosted parties and poured drinks for people at my house, but
that counts.
They sent me in to train, right? And the two chicks that worked the night hated me, and they wouldn't even train me. They were like, "Look, we're not giving you any tips. We're not going to show you anything. Just go home." And I was like, "All right." I was like, "Fucking, I'm daytime bartending. What can be that hard?" I was like, "I'll Google the drinks. If somebody orders something, I'll Google it."
Are they hazing you?
Yeah, which whatever. So the first day, I'm bartending. It's during the day. It's just me and a cook there. So I'm the one in charge.
That's how the schedule landed that morning.
Well, I'm the one in charge if I'm giving orders in English. If it's in Spanish, she was in charge.
Okay.
But the first lady that walks in, she walks up and she's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I was like, "Hey, how are you?" She goes, "Let me get a Moscow Mule." And I was like, I turned and looked at the bar and I was like, "We don't got that." And she's like, "I see it, right? You have the mugs and ginger beer right there." And I was like, "Miller Lights are only $2 today." And she's like, "I don't fucking want that." And I just poured her one. I was like, "Just take it." I was like, just take it. Just get out of here. And she's like, she took it and she was like, "Fuck you." And like walked away. I was like, "Whatever. I don't care. I don't give a shit." I started getting a lot of tips, so my sales were really low. It's because I was just giving away Miller Lite. But that was my first fucking customer bartending, right? So, like, it's daytime, 40 minutes or whatever goes by. This other lady comes in, and she's like, she said all this stuff I can't remember. It was like a extra dirty Kettle One martini dry. She said like all these, like you say martini, okay, I can make that. And then she just said a bunch of shit I'd never heard, and I freaked out again. Instead of Googling it, I was just like, "Oh, I can't make a dirty martini. I just washed all the glasses." And I thought that was funny, and I smiled. And she goes, "That just means extra olive juice, you fucking idiot."
She wasn't fucking around.
Yeah, I was like, "Miller Lights are only $2 today." She goes, "That's not even close to what I want." And I was like, "Just take it. Just get out of here." I just gave it to her.
Take it.
One night I was working double. It was like a Saturday. I was working all day and night. And there was this older black lady that used to come in. She was really nice. She didn't drink that much. She was an older lady. I think she just needed somewhere to use the free Wi-Fi or whatever. But one day she comes in, and I've been on shift for 6 hours. And she comes in like right when I get there. She's there for 6 hours. And she only has one beer. And I remember because...
A Miller Lite, I guess, right?
Yeah, she had a Miller Lite. She didn't buy anything, but she had a Miller Lite. It's not what she wanted. But no, she had one beer. And I remember even asking her, I was like, "Hey, that beer's got to be hot. Let me give you a fresh one on the house." And she's like, "No, that's fine." I was like, "All right, whatever." She drank a bunch of water. She gets up to either go to the bathroom or leave, or I don't know. She gets up and she starts walking, and she just passes out and hits her head on the ground, like hard, like knocks her the fuck out.
That's like in the TV shows in the movie where you straight fall.
Just straight was just like, "I'm out." And she fell backwards, hit her head. We all kind of freaked out. We called 911. They come really quick. We weren't far from the hospital. And like, I felt bad because I knew the lady. She was a nice lady. She never tipped shit.
Slippin' Sally, it sounds like.
Yeah, fucking Slippin' Stephanie over here. But I wanted to help. And so like, they're putting her on a stretcher to bring her out because she can't walk. I guess she hit her head really hard or whatever. They brought the stretcher in, and I'm holding the door for the exit for them to leave, and they're taking forever. And like I was working a double, so I'd eaten like, look, if you order fried pickles and I'm bringing them out, we got fried pickles. Okay?
That's what it is.
Yeah, I take a couple. I won't touch your ranch. I got my own pocket ranch, but I was gassy. Okay, I had to fart really bad. They were taking a long time to bring her out, and so I was like, fuck it, I'll let it rip. And it was one of those ones that like my pants got hot
Like
for
it's
a
real
minute.
buttery. It sticks to you.
Oh yeah. It was a hot one. Like the temperature in my pants. Global warming happened in my ass.
Like you almost started to float to the ceiling a little bit.
Yeah. If I was wearing Jinkos, I could have floated on home. But I farted, and right when I farted, they start bringing her out. I'm like, whatever, they'll just pass through. When the paramedic gets right by me, his medical bag falls off the gurney, and he gets down on one knee to pick it up. And now I've just unwillingly crop dusted a paramedic.
He fucking looked you right in the eye,
Dude,
didn't he?
I felt bad, and it was one of those movie moments where I was like, my eyes got big, and I look at him, and like he can't grab the bag. He's flopping the handle like a cartoon. I'm like, just fucking grab it. I was like, let me get it. He's like, no, I got it. He's like, I got it. And I can see him smelling, and he stands up. He goes, we better go. I think she defecated. Yeah. I saved that bitch's life that night. They rushed her to the hospital. The very next day, she came back in. And I was like, what are you doing here? And she was like, oh, I heard Miller Lights were $2 today. Yeah. That's what I've been working on. That's good, right?
I like that, man. I like that. That was a funny-ass joke.
I added a lot to that story. It just hit. I don't know why I stopped doing it. There was a lot less.
That's
I think
like a
I'm
true
better.
story, too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's
all
true
that happened.
story.
I crop dusted a paramedic. That's a real. Yeah. There's another guy. Like I cut this out from doing that joke because it was about the same job. It just wasn't as good. But there was another guy. I started working there like around Halloween of like 2019 before the pandemic, right? And this guy would come in as a black dude. He's buff as shit, and he would always wear a pirate's costume. And he would come in all the time in that pirate's costume. And the bar I worked at was right by a Magic Time Machine where they make all the employees dress up like characters. Yeah. And so I just thought that's what it was. And one day he came in and he's like, oh, let me get a rum and Coke. Of course, he got rum.
Of course.
And I was like, oh. Yeah, I never spoke to him. I was like, oh, hey, man, you work over at Time Machine? And he's like, no. What makes you say that? I was like, well, you're dressed like a fucking pirate.
Oh, you said it? You were like, I was just asking.
I was like, you're dressed like a pirate, dude. I was like, why are you dressed like that?
Pointed out the obvious.
Yeah, he goes, I'm a captain. I was like, oh, really? I was like, what's your boat's name? He goes, I don't have a boat. I was like, I don't think you know what a captain is. He goes, I know what a fucking captain is. And I just never talked to him again after that. I don't know. I don't really have a joke to that because it just freaked me out. And I was like, hey, I got to go change a keg. And I went in the freezer for a minute and smoked a joint.
He could have been like that dude from fucking Dodgeball. Like fucking, he was just like a... there's a thing. You know what? Listen, there's a thing where people... It's actually a thing that people are like infatuated with being pirates or anything about pirates. That's a thing. That's, there's like a huge calling for it. Like, look this shit up. It's strange. They have fucking pirate cons and all kinds of stuff.
Well, just so y'all know, I was in Dallas, Texas, nowhere near a fucking ocean. The lake wasn't close either. I don't know. He just insisted he was a captain, and when he said he didn't have a boat, I was like, Captain Stabbin can go somewhere else and drink. I'm fucking done. I went in the freezer, and like we had a TV so we could see the bar in case we're in there stalking. And or there's a camera and monitor or whatever. I went there and I fucking lit a joint and I smoked it and I watched him and he literally just stared off in one direction for about 10 minutes and then he slams his double rum and Coke and leaves. And like he looked around because he never paid for it, but I was like, that was on the house, pal. That one's.
You earned it today.
Yeah, I was like, no, that's your booty for today. You can have that.
Literally the booty.
Yeah.
Hey, what if he was a butt pirate?
Yeah.
He's fucking like scouting guys out on fucking Craigslist. That's his thing. Like, who wants to get done by a pirate?
Who comes in the middle of the day dressed like a pirate to slam
That's
rums?
very role play.
Yeah. Well, that's fine if he's a butt pirate, but I was scared.
No, like a legit butt pirate. I'm not trying to offend. Like, I'm not saying it was a slander or anything.
Yeah. Is butt pirate offensive?
Once upon a time, I think so.
I think now is the pawn of time. I
We
think
are
back
upon.
Back then, yeah, it was okay back then to say whatever.
Yeah, we are upon the time right now that it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't even say retard anymore without people
Whoa.
freaking out. I'm just saying the
You
thing we
can't.
can't say.
Yeah.
I could have went further.
But,
I'm not
but
gonna,
hold on a second. But it actually is retardation, though. I mean, it's mental retardation.
yeah, if you're retarded, but they don't actually want to be called retarded.
Understand.
It's
And
also- you
you know,
can-
Demi Lovato said that aliens shouldn't be called aliens. It's offensive to people who are considered aliens. They should be called extraterrestrials.
She's being extraterrestrial right
no,
now.
it's they.
I don't know her denomination. Hey, you know what? Like, I don't do that to offend anybody, but like, wear a name tag or just be like, "Hey, I'm this" or whatever. I don't care. I'll call you whatever you want. But if I don't know, I just gotta assume. Like, if I walk onto a field, I gotta assume you're playing whatever sport you got the balls for, pal.
They.
Right?
That's a pretty good analogy.
Yeah, I know. And
right
it's
there.
probably sexist and going to be canceled for it, but whatever.
You're not on, so
Yeah.
you can't get canceled yet.
Oh, okay, yeah. Plus, no one's listening, so.
The cancel might put you on.
Oh,
What about that?
that's a good thought.
Yeah.
No, I'm just. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention today's my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, even though I know you don't listen to this or care about any of my accomplishments in life. Love you, Dad, or whatever.
Saw you once like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
So,
I see him.
yeah. No, for me.
Pictures.
Like, hey, what's up?
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday, I guess.
His mustache is a separate entity. My dad looks Asian. Isn't that weird? My dad looks like he's like some kind of island Asian that you've never heard of.
He's got an interesting look to him.
Yeah.
He's very seasoned.
Yeah,
with
he's
a-
Mexican.
Well, he looks more Native American from what I remember in pictures and stuff.
I can
Native
see that.
American,
He lied and said he was.
yeah. Navajo.
So said he was Cherokee.
Arapaho, Cherokee. Is Arapaho is a Indian group, right? In Indian, are they a band? Are they a?
We saw a band on Arapaho.
Okay.
We saw what we thought was the Black Keys before they were the Black Keys.
It's true. I remember that.
I still lie and tell people that we saw the Black Keys for they were big and we partied with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My story goes it was the Killers.
Now it's the Killers. They were already big by then.
Or someone, I don't know.
Yeah, I saw Korn back when they were celery. Stupid.
Oh man.
What are we doing now? We got let me see if I got another
You got one?
joke or something.
Do that. I'm kind of
Let me
looking
look
for my
through.
stuff.
I wrote some stuff down, jokes and shit. Here's a short one.
Okay.
I fully believe and stand behind this statement. All handlebar mustaches, they're racist. They are. And for the ones that aren't, you have to prove it because you look it. If you have a handlebar mustache and you're not racist, you're a pro wrestler. And even then, we still kind of think.
When else would it be appropriate? A wrestler for sure, because you're playing a character, an actor.
Gay guy who dresses like the village people?
A gay dude that you absolutely have to.
Not
You
a
better
prob-
be wearing fucking chaps and all that shit and
Yeah.
fucking. Oh yeah.
I don't have a
It
problem with your
works.
sexuality. I
Do
have
it.
a problem with
No,
your facial hair.
You do it.
Okay?
You do it because
I'm not-
this is what it's all associated with. But otherwise,
Look, I'm not homophobic, but I am hairophobic. Okay?
You know-
Change your mustache.
you've got enough hair that you could actually
I could
completely.
do.
You can make
Yeah.
a handlebar mustache.
And I choose not to for the world. You're welcome.
I cannot make a handlebar mustache. I do not have a full connection
connect?
happening right in here.
Mine
No.
didn't connect till I was like 32.
I'm past that. You can, like flip the numbers around damn near. You know. So you remind me. I hated myself.
That's okay. I'll always remind you that. I'm trying to. There's a few other things I'm working on, but they're like stories. Like the time I hit a girl with my car, and like don't like when I start with that, people get all judgmental. Like,
I was a little worried as your friend that there might be like an open case about this.
well, no,
somewhere in
okay.
your-
So
Yeah.
this girl
Because I can't tell mine.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah.
you know.
Don't tell you. I can tell mine though, and you'll see why at the end. And it's not like I was like, "Fuck this bitch, I'm gonna hit her," but fuck that bitch, I had to hit her. I went. This girl used to come out to some open mics, and she came to a couple shows of mine.
I thought you meant with a
And-
car, not your fists, by the way, just for the record.
Yeah, no, I hit her with my car, not my fist.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I ran her over, but she's life.
Car good, fist bad.
Yeah,
Okay,
I know.
all right.
I punched another girl, but it wasn't her. But that girl had it coming.
I've got those stories too.
Yeah, well, I told this story on here. Go back and listen to the
I'm
episodes. you
never
wanna hear.
going to tell mine.
You probably shouldn't.
I won't.
Yeah. If it's funny, they don't care. But so, okay, she came out to some open mics and some shows, and then she banged me. We had sex. It was fun. It was great.
Bing, bang, boom.
Yeah, bing, bang, boom. Like literally,
Just like
that's
that.
the way it worked. And then
She came out. Y'all was like, la, 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 la,
Yeah.
and then boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
And she came back to my house. We banged or whatever, and then like 6 months later, I hadn't heard from her or anything. She calls me up one night randomly. I'm like leaving a bar or something. And
That never works.
don't
for
you
me.
hate that?
That doesn't work.
It works for me.
No,
I hate that shit. I've had to do it on stage.
Fucks
Anyways,
my ear up worse.
she hits me up randomly. I'm leaving a bar. I'm a little drunk. And she's like, hey, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm just leaving so-and-so. She goes, oh, my friend lives near there. I'm actually at her house. You should grab a friend and both of y'all come over here. And I was like, oh, thank
Game
you.
on,
Very
bitch.
nice of you. Thank you.
I would like some pussy,
Yeah,
please.
I would please like a piece of pussy, please. Please hold the anchovies. Anyways, so I hit up a friend that was at the bar with me, and he was already in his car. I was like, hey, man, these girls are inviting
Free
me over.
pussy,
They said,
bro. You want to go with me?
Yeah, I was
You're
like-
the best looking dude I know that's available right now.
I was like, they asked for a friend, and they said, and they were white girls, and they specifically said, especially if you have a black one. I was like, hey, it proves I'm not racist because I'm bringing no.
What's up, bro?
But so I hit him up. He's like, yeah, send me the address. So we both go there. He parks behind me in their driveway. I pull in
And
first.
he pulled out from behind the tree like, what's up? Like on the meme.
chewing a toothpick. Yeah.
I heard you got some white girls over here that want to get some pussy up.
But anyway, we drive over there, right? And I pull in their driveway. He parks behind me. There's a dead end back this. It's like if we back out and go past the house this way, there's a dead end, or you go in the way we came. Anyways, we go in, and let's just say in the last 6 months, it looks like she's been training to eat professionally. She's gained some weight, which whatever. What am I going to do?
Some full figured woman.
Yeah, what am I going to do? I don't care about that. Like, that doesn't bother me. Give me a piece of that.
There's
you
a
know?
lot of people that like that.
But she was like, she sounded normal on the phone, but she was super trashed, and her friend was not. Her friend was of coherent mind. Her
Are you
friend
saying
was
she
cool.
didn't sound like she was super fat on the phone?
No, trashed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
And she also did not sound like she was super
also
fat on the
did
phone,
not
right?
sound like she
yeah,
was fat on
you
the phone.
notice that the women
Yeah.
who are not as attractive,
was-
they sound so beautiful on the phone.
Yeah. She wasn't like, hey, what are you doing? Can you hit Carl's Jr. on the way over?
Make it a double superstar.
The monster taco's back. Get extra ranch.
And barbecue.
What kind of root beer do they have? That one's not good. Get Barks. It's got bite. But I get there and like whatever. I'm not opposing, but her friend isn't up to my friend's standards as far as looks. She was very nice. She's a very cool girl, whatever. But she's just acting weird, and she's like
pretty face.
she's like arguing with me and like grabbing my shirt, and I'm like, what the fuck? I thought we were gonna bang. I'm not into this.
Yeah.
This isn't cool. So they start arguing
I
because
just bought this shirt.
yeah,
right?
stretching out the V. So her and her friends start arguing because the girl that called me spilled red wine on her friend's white carpet, which I thought was a weird choice for a trailer home, but whatever. Tamale.
Can you really get mad if someone spills red wine on your white carpet in your trailer? I mean, it was gonna happen.
Yeah, it's tie-dye now.
Yeah.
But so her and her friend go in the bathroom, and she's trying to clean her friend up, and they're arguing. My friend looks at me, he's like, gave me the Dukes of Hazzards look, right? He's like, you want to get the fuck out of here? And I was
I
like,
think we could still fuck him though.
yeah, I was like, all right, yeah, I can see he's uncomfortable. I was like, she's belligerent. I don't even, I have to be taking advantage. And even then, I feel like she's going to hurt me or herself. I'm like, whatever. So we go to leave. And when he gets in his car, I say, hey, back out this way and go forward because that's a dead end. So he backs out, goes the wrong way.
Obviously.
And I'm like, whatever, he'll be fine. I back out and I
figure it
take
out.
off. And so I leave, and I get to the gas station down the road. I stop
he
for
was never heard
cigarettes.
from again. No,
And he's gone forever. He's actually a she now, and now I banged him. Sorry. No, he calls me, or his phone number calls me to answer, and it's her. And she's mad and yelling at me. Apparently, she ran out in the street and like blocked his car and wouldn't let
shit.
him go. And so he pulled back in the driveway. She was like the
T-1000 in
she
fucking Terminator 2.
T-1000 him. She fucking she jumped in his car. He said she jumped through the window.
That had like fucking glass arms fucking climbing on that
He
shit.
shot her with a shotgun. And it was just liquid. No, but so I felt bad. So I went back to save him. Plus, I just bought this dope Rangers hat and I left it there, and I really wanted my hat back.
That's an opportunity.
I went back. She gets me on the phone. She's like, "Where the fuck are you going?" And I was like, "Oh, I went to go get condoms." She's like, "Get a bunch of them." I was like, "All right." And she goes, "Get big ones too."
Okay.
And I was like, "I feel like you don't remember me."
For who?
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, I don't need that.
You're not the only one coming here tonight.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to help you stock up? So I go back, right? And when I get there, her friend is in the car with him. I guess they switched places, and she's inside. So I went in to get my hat, and I was going to try to work our way out of this. But I go in, and he's still making out with a chick he said wasn't hot. And I was like, okay, dude. But I go in, they're in the car. I'm inside with her, and I find my hat. And she's even more fucked up at this moment. And only 10 minutes has passed. And I'm just like, I get my hat, and she's sitting there. She's doing, have you ever seen white girls get so drunk they kind of turn into the devil or demon, where they're just like saying stuff real low, and they're just like, I hate you, and shit like that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm sitting there.
White women are notorious for that.
Yeah, I know, white devils. And,
especially if they listen to rock and roll.
Or drink wine. Or listen to Avenged Sevenfold.
Or kindergarten teachers, or work as nurses, or any of those things.
Or get married in a backyard while Buck Cherry plays when you walk down the aisle. You're crazy, bitch. Anyways, I'm sitting there, and I find my hat, and I put it on, and she goes, I hate you. And I was like, want me to leave? I'm trying to leave anyways. And she's like, no, I want you to stay here and fight me like a man.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, yeah, I'm going to leave. I was like, me and Jay are leaving.
I see the cops in our future.
Yeah. I see the cops in your future, and a description.
If I stay here, they'll be in mine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, don't look at me. I don't want you to describe me to anybody. So I go out, and I tell Jay, hey, we're leaving. Back out the other way. And he's like, all right. So he does. He backs out.
The right way this time.
He goes the right way.
Dick.
And I go out, and I back up, and I'm about to go. And she comes T-1000ing me this time. She goes, hey, wait. I'm not done with you.
Oh.
And I was like, yes, you are. And she gets in front of my car, and I like did that thing, where you kind of jump. Yeah. And she's like, it was like two bulls.
She's like, go ahead and hit me.
They were charging each other. And she goes, you're not going anywhere. I was like, I'm pretty sure I am. And so I hit her with my car.
At what speed?
I hit her.
Like, were you like?
I've taken off like
5 or 10. 5, 10.
Like fucking.
Like you were just like, I'm just gonna go.
I was only doing
Did she tumble and like roll and spill and stuff?
So I was only doing like 50 or 60 miles an hour.
Okay,
but
so she's dead.
No, she didn't die.
Splash.
She did the thing, and she juked me like fucking Zeke Elliott would. She turned to the side, and she
on a good day.
I hit her hip, and she spun, and her car ran down the side of my car, and I met up with Jay. And we talked about it because we were both freaked out. And there was a sausage grease stain down my car for like I wouldn't wash off for 3 weeks. I tried scrubbing it. It was like she was warming up sausages with her hands. And they were just all over. And
you got the top layer of her skin.
Yeah, I had the top layer of a 7-layer burrito. Her friend calls me and actually says like, hey, she's fine or whatever. I was like, oh, good. She goes, you should have called to see. And I was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But
I'm not trying to be a gentleman anymore.
So like about 8 months after that passes, right?
Shit.
Haven't heard from her. I'm with a new girlfriend at the time.
Totally moved on.
Totally moved on. I'm living.
I haven't even thought about this bitch probably. Even,
not
right?
at all. Only besides maybe getting charged with something. But after 6 months,
it was still looming in the back of your mind a little bit.
No, her friend said she was just crying. She was mad she got hit. She was mad she got left.
Hit someone with a car.
Yeah. Yeah, the car was gone by then. They had no evidence. But I was living with a new girlfriend by then. 8:30 in the morning, my phone starts blowing up, and I don't recognize the number. And I had changed numbers since then. I had gotten a new phone. I guess somebody gave her my number. I don't know. She found me. I answer it, and as soon as I answer, she sounded as fucked up as she was when I hit her with the car.
Oh, shit.
She goes, Mikey, I'm so sorry. I miss you, and I love you. I'm sorry that you had to hit me with your car. Please come back. And I was like, how are you still drunk? Like, how are you fucked up?
Are you still alive with this act?
Yeah, and also I was like, thanks for apologizing, as you should.
I accept your apology as a good Christian.
Yeah. And that's all that happened.
That's it.
I just thought it was weird that I borrowed.
Oh, you know what? It sounded like she was in like a fucking 21-step program or some shit. She was
fucked up.
Oh, she was like, "You want to come fucking party or what?" You know?
Why do you sound like a carny from Boston?
I don't know, but it didn't sound like her at all.
No, it sounded like her, but she sounded fucked up. She was like, "I'm so sorry." You could tell she was like crying and drunk. And I was like, how have you not sobered up in the last 8 months? Not once?
I think some other dude probably fucking ditched out on her, and she fucking like was going through her phone and figured out like your number somehow and was like calling any dude that'll listen.
Yeah. I was just like...
Did it end with her being like, does she want to meet?
Yeah,
something?
she's like, I'm sorry, I love you, come back, I miss you. And I was like, who is this? I just hung up.
Who is?
No, I was like, hey, look, I have a girlfriend. I live with her. Don't call me again. She goes, I'll talk to you tomorrow, and then hung up. And now we're getting married.
Okay.
And that's how I met your mother.
Yeah. I was gonna say you changed your number the next day. I would imagine, probably, right?
I don't know. I don't really have like a good ending to that story, but I think it's a funny story. Every time I hit somebody with my car,
It is funny. It's a funny story.
I've got other stuff too, but I mean, we're running past 40 minutes. I think we should move on. We said we were going to do more crime. We got a few crime stories for you guys. And just like when you listen to the parts where I just did my jokes, tell your friends they're fucking hilarious. I don't really care what y'all think about them. But leave reviews and be like, oh, Mikey, he's so funny. Like, I don't care if you mean it. It's fine. Just leave us good reviews. Anyways, now it's time for some crime stories.
Time for crime stories, bitch. 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 Time for crime stories, bitch.
You missed that part, didn't you? You missed hearing that every week.
I heard it.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: Are we jumping into wacky? I know we're a little pressed on time. Are we going into our
Let's do the Walmart story, and then I think if we're already at 43, let's see how long this story goes.
Okay, all right. So we got a man that urinated in Walmart as he put a trout in his pants trying to steal it.
What? Say that again.
This man was trying to steal some fish at Walmart, and he urinated in the store.
Where did he urinate on the fish?
Let's find out. So Clarksville, Tennessee. At least it's not Florida, right? Thank goodness. Clarksville, Tennessee man, he was arrested Wednesday after he urinated in a Walmart while trying to put a package of trout in his trousers. And then he told the police that he wasn't concerned of his crimes because they're only misdemeanors. This guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Tengo un pescado en los pantalones. You got a fish in your pants, pal. I like that he's like, I better make some room for the trout. He took a piss first.
He's like, yeah, I thought I had enough space in here, but it's tight. I got to piss real quick. All right. A worker told an officer that they suspected this guy. His name was David Wiley, and he was seen urinating on the sales floor near the...
Wiley was actually his middle name, isn't it? David Wiley Coyote?
Wile E. Coyote. He, well, I don't correlate that with piss, but that is still pretty, like, stupid.
I don't know. He sounds wily. I don't know. Not all the jokes are good. It's a numbers game. Sometimes you get a piece of bronze. Let's move on.
You're on 99%. You're
Yeah.
good. All right.
I'm like 97, but close enough.
All right. Well, trying to put the package of trout down his pants, he attempted to leave the store without paying. One of the security officers there stopped him, and, pulled him into the little office area and tried to interrogate him and said he wasn't concerned. He knows it's a misdemeanor. He knows whatever happens, he'll get a night in jail and ticket and get out.
Hey, I'll get a bean burrito, a place to sleep, and a chance to do it again tomorrow.
I mean, he's
That's
homeless.
life.
This is like homeless games. This is like Hunger Games. You know what I'm saying? It's like I get the trout or I don't. You know, at least the camp is going to have some food. The other 6 people scouring the other fucking grocery stores will get something, right?
So where was this at? You said what state?
Clarksville, Tennessee.
Clarksville, Tennessee. Trout.
Some trout at the
Walmart
store.
sells trout. And packaged fish. Why would you not go fresh? Because then it could just look like your wiener.
For a second.
And you'd be like, nah, dude, that's all me, bro.
You know what I think he did? I think he got it from the frozen section of Walmart because they'll probably have the box trout. Yeah.
And also, too, it's still fresh when you get back to your box.
The bag of trout. Yeah, you can hold on to it for a little bit and then maybe sell it off for some crack. For some crack.
If a crackhead's like, hey, you want this trout? I'll be like, nah, here's $10. Just fuck off, dude.
I don't want your fish, bro.
Yeah.
We're good, you know?
I don't know, man. Something's not right here. It smells fishy.
So the guy is a repeated
So
offender. He's not concerned with being cited for the offense because he's
This isn't his first crime?
not at all. This guy's experienced. He's used to nights in jail. He likes to go there. It's not too bad. It's 3 hots in a cot. They kick him out when he's fucking not ready to go. He's usually watching Disney on the way out. He's catching up on Hannah Montana, and he's just like, "No, you don't have to let me out yet."
He's like, hold on. The second Hobbit's about to come on. Can we just... Here, let me see your nightstick. I'll stick it in my pants. You can just leave me in.
At least it's not like a run of fucking Underworld. I spent some time in fucking with Underworld.
When I was in jail
Underworld.
For my
God.
DWI, it was all Naked and Afraid. They kept playing the Hobbit and Lord of the Ring movies, which I still never seen. And luckily, towards the end of my 30 days, the NBA Finals was on, so they let us watch that.
Sports, yeah.
Yeah.
And they usually let the game end.
Yeah.
Like, even though it was past time, normally.
Depending on who was on duty.
We had some issues a couple of games, yeah. I did a little...
You were in the same jail I was in,
The
right?
weekend jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to
same.
spend the weekends.
Yeah.
Pretty convenient. I made an appointment to get arrested, you know?
Yeah. I made an appointment to turn myself in. I faked a back injury and went to my friend's wedding and came back.
Yeah. No, I remember in the pod that I was in, I started the trend of like just saying that you're sick and going to the hospital and then have your family pick you up and then just get dropped off like the night before you have to get out and then they'll give you the credit for all those days.
That's what I did, except for they charged me for an ambulance ride that I never got because they were like, just drive your own car so you can get back to jail when you're done. And I was like, okay. Because I was actually going to call you to like, hey, come get me. I'm at the hospital.
Yeah.
Like a jailbreak situation.
I would have too, though. I
Yeah.
mean, fuck it, man. We've been on plenty of other adventures, you know, So, you know, I mean, $2,000 bond, boom. Guy's out of jail, you know.
Of course.
Stealing trout again, pissing on Walmart floors.
He's like, $2,000. That's 20 days. That's 60 meals and fucking 20 naps. That's
it.
Can you imagine being the security guard, like with bringing a guy in with? I'd just be like, let me see it. Come on, pull it out, whip it out.
The trout?
Yeah. I'd be like, what do you got? What do you got in there?
Take
I
it
wonder.
out.
I wonder if fish is his go-to because he knows he's like, I don't want to ruin stuff that people actually want. I'll just put the trout in my pants.
Yeah. They're not going to put that back on the shelf, and you know they did.
Yeah, they did.
They fucking
for
did.
sure.
Yeah. It's just like $8.
I didn't even thaw
Absolutely.
completely, and it was back in the. It was probably one of those big open freezer bins.
You know, when I was younger, I actually was accused of stealing at a store that I regularly shoplifted at. But on this day, I wasn't shoplifting, and I was accused of stealing a brush from the store. Brush.
For your luxurious locks.
Yeah, like a fucking brush.
Hey, you're too handsome. You're stealing brushes.
Like when I was a kid, I was shoplifting like colognes from their like fucking like little like section over there and shit. I wasn't taking brushes and stuff. And so the guy accused me of taking a brush and he brought me in the office and stuff. And he was like touching my butt and fucking getting up in between my legs and my crotch and shit with my pants and stuff.
Hey, he's the one stealing a brush up against that
I
ass.
know, and I was just like, hey, this doesn't feel legal. I mean, you're like touching me all over my stuff, and my parents aren't here. And he was just like, no, we don't got to do all that. And like,
Yeah. So basically, you're remembering now that you were molested.
now that I think about
By a
it, yeah.
security. You were the first one to shoot a shoplifter porn.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Maybe so. That's on
Which-
video somewhere.
I just want to say to whoever makes like the shoplifter porn with a Y, get some better angles. Come on. All I can see is the guy's dick and half a thigh. I can't see shit.
I mean, it's supposed to look like it's coming from like a security video, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I can stretch my imagination if he's like, I got to
they
film
don't
it.
have a security video down here waist level.
They
Like,
don't do that in cabs either, but it still shows up on the angles. Yeah, I'm just saying. But he could wear a body cam. That way you can. I don't know. Anyways,
I got a question for you.
do it.
Who the hell is Will Baker?
He's a piece of shit.
Oh yeah,
That's who Will Baker is. Let's talk about this. Do you want to intro the story, and then I'll talk about the people, or how do you want to do this?
Yeah, no. Let's get our backstory on our characters.
One
here.
time I don't put my phone on airplane mode. I've got 95
So
messages.
it's a story of
from
who's
this.
Will Baker.
That's all you can say. A crime was committed. Let me find the story real quick. I should have had it pulled up. Let me find the original.
It's like a real deal
right
crime
here.
story, but I mean, this is like
This story
It has
is-
It's an amazing story in the fact of how it all played out. I mean, it's
This is a little deeper into a story than we normally get. There's a lot more to this one. We'll probably do the same amount of time as normal, but there's a lot more to this, and It actually happened a while back. This story actually happened back in 2008. And before we even get into what happened, I want to introduce some characters to you. First off, we couldn't find a lot on this first character, who in my mind should have been the main character of this, but there's not enough on him. But Tim Mclean. This happened in Canada on a Greyhound bus. We'll get into that in a minute, but... I mean, if you do something on a Greyhound, I don't think there's not many things you should be legally charged for on a Greyhound. This one, charge this man again.
You're
please.
already having it rough doing the dog. I mean, like I've done like 6 days from Florida to California on a fucking dog. And
It took me 3 days to get to Jacksonville and 4 days to get back. That didn't make sense. Literally, like I remember, at one point I was on there for 30 hours straight. Ugh. Fucking terrible. But anyways, Tim Mclean, he was born October 3rd, 1985, so he was about 23, 22 when this happened. He grew up in Winnipeg and Elie, Manitoba. Okay, so he was 22 when this happened.
Fucking Canadians.
And it happened on July 30th, 2008. At the time, Mclean was on his way home on this Greyhound bus. He had been working as a carny in a Canadian carnival, but he actually wasn't a full-on carny. He was a carnival barker. So they didn't let him work the ring toss. He could just talk about it. That's all he got. Which kind of sucks. If you're going to be a carny, it's like, let me do the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, get the full experience, wouldn't you?
But if you got to pick, what job would you pick as a carny or in a carnival?
Haunted house or the bumper cars or the one where it looks like bumper cars, but they spin real fast and it plays the rock and roll music and shit like that.
Put me in control of the funnel cakes, pal.
Okay.
That's what I want.
I think that's like a private independent company that's like sponsoring and
the funnel cakes or actually the corn dogs.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Back there making them.
You want to be the food and beverage manager, it
I'm
sounds
sorry,
like.
corn dogs. But okay, let's talk about the other character in the story, the one who's really going to dominate as far as content in this. But at the time, Vincent, when I can't really say this right, we'll give you a shorter name, but Vincent Weguang is his name, but he actually just goes by Vince Lee, so we'll call him Vince Lee.
Sounds like an Asian dude.
Vince Lee. Vince Lee was born in Dandong, China.
Dandong.
And I'm not. That's.
I don't know why that sounds funny, but it just feels like that Dandong China again getting into the COVID.
He was playing ping pong and ding dang, and no, but he's in. And I'm just reading this from Wikipedia, so I'm not like making fun of it.
It's reputable.
He was born in Dandong, China, April 30th, 1968. So at this time, he's about 33 years old when the crime happened. But Vince Lee was actually a smart guy. He graduated from the Wuhan Institute of Technology with a bachelor's degree in computing, and Wuhan.
The same spot where other things get originated.
Is that where COVID is from, or is that where? Or was that the other one before?
There's no other Wuhan. It's Wuhan.
Nothing good happens.
They're
in
fucking
Wuhan.
up brewing some fucking shit up in there. Yeah.
Wuhan, stop it.
Hey, stop being so fucking nasty, Wuhan.
Also, what's his degree in computing? He's got a degree in emailing?
Like he just knows how to use a computer. That might be big out there.
I don't know.
Isn't it illegal to use the computer in some parts of out there?
I think that's North Korea.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I think they're pretty free, except for they can't have women as children.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird. I would think you would want more women, but okay. Kind of gay, just saying. We can only have boys. Anyways, so from 1994 to 98, Vince Lee in Beijing. He worked as a computer software engineer. Then he immigrated to Canada in 2001 in June. He became a Canadian citizen in 2006. Actually, and I'll just say,
I wonder what made him probably like some sort of like a technology job. Probably brought him to Canada.
He probably had a work visa or some shit. Yeah, he probably went there because Wuhan was releasing diseases to test on people. I don't know. I don't like politics, but I will say, like, the psychiatrist after this case happened, who later examined him, said that he was hospitalized from 2003 to 2004.
Okay, so we got an unstable
in Ontario
immigrant
after an incident. Yeah, he's unstable. An incident happened in Ontario. Didn't say what. I couldn't find it. It also says, hold on. All right.
Get comfy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. He also worked menial jobs, like he worked at a church for a while prior to the incident in 2008. They said he was quiet. He also worked as a forklift driver. So he worked at a church, and let me find the guy's. Okay. He worked at a church, and the guy's name was Pastor Tom Castor.
What are the chances?
Pastor Castor.
Pastor Castor.
Yeah. Pastor Castor said that he thought that he would occasionally feel frustrated, that Lee would feel frustrated with not being able to communicate or understand. So he has a degree in computing, but he can't compute.
That's odd.
That's sometimes life just gives you a little joke.
I mean, is that
just
like
writes it for you.
now? Is that going to be the definition of like autism? Is this going to be like possibly schizophrenia?
I think
Is
in 2008, people just called everyone retarded then. So not saying to do it now.
No, everyone had ADD. That's what it was in 2008. Everyone had ADD.
Yeah, everybody was just ADD.
Yeah.
Nobody could pay attention.
He's got that ADD.
We're like, internet's coming. Porn's going to be everywhere. We don't have to use magazines. It's going to be
He's
great.
good with computers, but bad with life. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
which that's everyone now because you carry one around.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said that he would feel frustrated with not being able to communicate or understand. But we have very patient staff members that seem to respond well. He didn't show any signs of anger issues or any trouble before he quit.
Oh, so he
in
went through like
2005.
some sort of an incident where the court sent him for like some psychiatric stuff, and they're like, everything looks okay. I mean,
Well, no,
he's like,
this is the pastor saying this. I think the court sent him, and the other guy said that the psychiatrist said that he just said that he was hospitalized. He didn't even really say anything about him.
mysterious incident.
And I feel like because of that, he couldn't get a job software again because now he's working at a church. He's also a forklift driver somewhere else.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's like busting down. He's like sounds like he's like falling on some hard times because of his situation. Was maybe it's documented he's a little screwy.
Yeah, he's a little. He's
not solid.
He's a little chop suey in the brain section.
Okay.
Yeah. See, it's not racist. It's just clear. But it says Lee first moved to Edmonton in Canada, 2006, abruptly leaving his wife alone in Winnipeg, and she joined him later. He also had a job at Walmart, a fast food restaurant, tell us which one. Newspaper delivery.
Burger King.
Yeah, his boss that he delivered papers for actually said that he was hardworking, reliable, and didn't show any signs of trouble or anger or anything. 4 weeks before the incident that we're about to talk about, or that we're talking about now, he was fired from Walmart following a disagreement with other employees. He probably thought it was okay to stick a trout in your pants. Yeah. And they were like, no, you can't do that. He's like, oh, it's just a misdemeanor, but you know.
If you work there, you can get in more trouble. Yeah.
It says shortly before the incident where he got fired from Walmart, he asked for time off from his delivery job to go to Winnipeg to look for a job interview.
Okay. So he's exploring options.
So yeah, so that's where at. That's we're up to 2008 now. He's taking time off to go to Winnipeg to look for a job.
And now hashtag the incident.
Hashtag the incident. Now, with the incident, you could either start with
I'm right here.
where it says July 29th or wherever you want to start.
Well, I've got the 30th. What do you have on the 29th? Let's hear your 29th.
Okay. Well, actually, this starts on the 28th. The title says 29th, but then they lie to me. Stupid Canadians. Anyways, it says at 12:05 p.m., July 28th, 2008, Vince Lee boarded a Greyhound bus, having a great day. And
It's always fun.
He boards a bus bound for Winnipeg, all right? That's noon, basically noon on July 29th, or July 28th. July 28th noon. July 29th at 6 p.m. That's fucking 30 hours on a Greyhound. I know Canada's big, but 30 hours. I know what 30 hours feels like. It's trash. It makes me fucking want to strangle people. It's bad. It stinks in there. But so around 6 p.m. the next day, he got off the bus in Erickson, Manitoba with at least 3 pieces of luggage and stayed the night on a bench next to a grocery store. According to one witness, he was seen at 3 a.m. sitting straight up on a park bench, just wide-eyed, not blinking. They said he was just sitting like this.
Like
Someone who just got off 30 hours on a Greyhound.
I mean, it's still a little crazy looking.
Well, yeah.
It's a little crazy looking.
Especially to be on
I
the
mean,
same
throw the
bench.
C word around here, but it's a little crazy looking.
Yeah, well, I thought when you say C word, I think cunt. But, so he got off 3 pieces of luggage. He stayed all night on the bench next to a grocery store. They said the next morning he sold his brand new laptop to a 15-year-old kid for $60. After this incident that we're about to announce, the laptop was actually seized, and some rich guy gave that kid a brand new laptop.
So it's like a smart
replaced it.
profiler made the timeline and figured all that shit out.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, well, he's sitting next to a grocery store just staring there.
I wonder if he just had a purpose for the $60 or just wanted some pocket cash. I wonder.
I don't know. Maybe one of some of those chicken Crispitos you get from a gas station or something. But so that's where we are. So we're up to
We're on July 30th now.
July 30th.
All right.
The
So
next
we're
day.
picking up where? Tim Mclean, Carney, returning home from Winnipeg. Obviously departed from all the stations that we had said and riding on the ride that he's riding that we just quoted earlier.
And he happened to end up on the bus.
He sat in the rear row, one ahead of the toilet. Have you ever sat ahead of that one? You can smell.
Fuck
You can
no.
smell it, and hear
Fuck
it.
no.
And you have
Actually,
nobody behind you though.
I did go sit there once on the way
not
back
a
from
bad spot.
Jacksonville, and it's a pretty bad.
You got to like be on board with the people around you, like being like, we're gonna fucking argue with people that come back here to diarrhea. You can't diarrhea. If you're gonna diarrhea, we're gonna kick your ass.
I went to shit in there. People were banging on the door, and I was like, "It's too late. It was either in here or out there. Where do you want
You
it?"
can poop, but you can't diarrhea. Okay.
My body, my choice, pal.
So he was sitting in this toilet, the toilet row, the row right in front of the toilet. The bus departed, and
The shit seats.
This guy Lee got on the bus. Vince Lee. He was described as a tall man, almost in his 40s, with a shaved head and sunglasses. He originally sat near the front of the bus, suspiciously. Is it suspicious?
I didn't think so till you said it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, these guys could have never met. So
could have been racist, but he's Asian. So
well. What
if it was a
happened?
white lady sitting at the front of the bus, I'd be like, "That's kind of racist." But
So ironically, what happened is he moved to go to the bathroom, and he saw there was a spot next to Mclean, and he ended up saying, "Hey, I'm gonna sit here, all right?" And Mclean was like, "I don't give a shit." And he fucking sat there. You know, is what I'm imagining. Like basically, went on a bus. I mean, are they being cordial or like, "May I sit here, sir?" Oh, quite all right.
to be fair, yeah, no, on a bus, people just come sit next to you, and then you argue with them, or you keep farting till they leave.
Yeah, you're like, I don't give a shit, or you just be like, I got food poisoning. I'm farting and shit. You know, just say
I
whatever
would
you
move
can.
though. It was, anytime somebody just on a bus or a plane, I told on that guy on that one plane. Remember, it came and just sat next to me. He's like, "Shh, don't tell anybody." I was like, "Fuck you! This seat was empty, Miss."
We paid extra for those seats. Fuck you, man.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
So what happened was Mclean basically barely acknowledged this guy as he sat down, just as suspected, and then he fell asleep with headphones covering his ears. Just wanted to just ride the ride, get where the fuck he's going.
2008. What do you think he was listening to?
2008.
The
He was
Black
possibly
Keys before
listening
they were
to.
big?
I was gonna say he was probably listening to like.
Ti.
Well, I mean, he could have been, but he's a carny, like Tim Mclean.
Oh,
Carny.
he was listening to Slipknot and Korn.
It could have been like
ICP.
new metal for sure. New metal. Yeah.
He was a juggalo.
According to witnesses, Mclean was sleeping with his headphones on when the man sitting next to him suddenly produced a large knife.
Oh,
and when
boy.
I mean a large knife, I mean like a large fucking Rambo knife. Like a huge... Remember those knives where you unscrew the fucking back and it has the matches and all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit?
the
in it, and it's
survivalist
a
knife.
massive dagger.
A Bowie knife. A
fucking kill someone fucking dagger.
You're
Why
only-
else do you have that dagger?
Your only chance against a bear if you can't afford a gun, I guess.
Yeah. Like a bear dagger, basically, is what I'd call it.
Bear mace, motherfucker. Bear mace.
I'm just trying to help you, bro. I'm just trying to help
Hey,
you.
look, bro. Jesus loves you. Pass me that crack pipe.
Shout out to fucking Dog Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
Don't
find me.
He basically produced this large knife. He basically just pulled it out, and I mean, like the way the story goes, I'm just imagining he just blank face, just pulled it out of his bag, and then he began to stab Tim Mclean in his neck and chest while he slept on the bus.
What
just
the fuck?
Stab, 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 like a bunch of fucking times. Like, what would you do?
Run.
The bus is driving.
Still, run.
Run away from that
Yeah.
spot because you might get stabbed next, right?
Just put people between me and him. I don't know. If I can go to the front.
People got the bus to pull over. That happened. So after the attack began, the bus driver pulled to the side of the road, and then him and all the other passengers fled the bus. The driver and then two other men attempted to try to rescue Mclean. I mean, obviously, try to, like, you're killing
Yeah.
this dude, man. Like, fucking, if nobody else is going to help, I feel like I'm a good enough person that, I mean, if nobody else is going to help, I'm not just going to stand there and watch it happen. You know, I mean,
Do something,
That might
yeah.
be something that fucking takes me out one day, but I mean, like, you know,
I'd be like, hey, y'all help me. Let's all fucking stop
something
this
like
guy.
gang fucking rush this fucking dude. Lee ended up chasing them with the knife. Obviously, he slashed at them and then he like ran them off the bus. These guys ended up locking the doors. They ended up getting the bus door shut. They propped it shut like with crowbar or an axe or something like that. They made sure that he couldn't get out. Lee went back to where Tim Mclean was alive, bleeding, something. Who knows?
If he was alive, he didn't want to be at that point, I'm sure.
And he proceeded to decapitate him, cut his head off with this fucking Rambo knife. sawed it roughly, like fucking
Yeah.
Taliban style garbage.
Yeah, you got to hack at it or saw with one of those.
Yeah.
Depending on if it's serrated. Not that I've thought about this, but I have rode a Greyhound.
It'll make you feel funny ways.
Yeah.
You know?
Not funny.
Not like haha
Yeah,
funny,
yeah.
but like crazy. So he pulled the head up. He brought the bus over to the front door, almost
So he
like
gets the head completely off the body.
off the body, decapitated completely. He fucking brought up
Wow.
to the front where he was like gonna walk off the bus. He's like showing the head and shit and like rah rah like whatever. If I could just, I mean, like this is like got to be the craziest scene that these people.
You
are
imagine seeing
witnessing.
that? That's like something you see in a horror movie and seeing it in real life. Someone holding another human's head that you just saw. You just saw this guy on the bus. He was just listening to headphones, not talking to anybody. And now you see just his head and a guy from Wuhan just like shaking it at you.
Let me ask you this: what if Tim Mclean was the guy on the bus that everybody hated? You know, there's a guy on the bus that everybody hated.
Oh, yeah, there always
Like
is.
he said stupid shit, or he dropped an N-bomb somewhere. He was just
Ugh.
an ignorant fucking like fuck this guy.
But this was in Canada. They're not like.
I'm just saying.
I
What
feel
if,
like
what
in
if Tim
America
was,
you'd see
what if
that
Tim was
more.
the hated guy on the bus? You know, I mean, we might never know.
Yeah, but if he started barking like he's at the carnival and he's like, "Hey, ring toss," and we're like, "Shut up, dude, we're on the bus."
Trying to roll, like doing all that fucking like trying to rope you into like fucking talking to him and shit and like fucked up jokes. And,
But then
like,
he
all the
said he
corny
was just
shit.
sitting there with his headphones on, asleep at this
Well, at
moment,
that
right?
point, that Lee got on the bus. I mean, what
True.
if like Tim was being a dick before?
To get his head chopped off unless he molested a
No,
child.
nobody deserves that. Nobody. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just saying. So
That's pretty far.
I was just thinking a little further into it than we probably needed.
But I wish we did know more about
wish we
like,
did. I
the
wish we did.
behavior before.
So here's the thing. So some of the people were watching what was going on through the windows. They were propping up or propping each other up to see what's going on through the bus windows because obviously this is a very serious situation. They saw the man Lee return back to Mclean and start hacking off other parts of his body and like eating it,
What?
eating his flesh.
Just eating his
Eating
body?
pieces of the body that he's hacking. This
Well-
is pretty fucking sick.
Yeah. I don't even know. You can't just eat somebody. You can't do
like,
that.
I mean, like, I guess you slice little. I always was led to believe that. I mean, it
Was
looks
he
like
like-
people would be like rubbery. If you didn't cook it, it's like real rubbery. If you
Yeah.
eat people's like neck and
Like
meat.
gator meat.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
unless you're like just zombieing them and like guts and liver.
Yeah, but eating little pieces of them, he's eating little Tim Jerky pieces. I don't fucking, that's not,
Yeah,
and we don't mean
his
to make
shit
fun
is
of
going to
the,
be weird later.
yeah, we don't want to make fun of the victim, but like, what does your poop look like after you eat human?
people. Yeah. Cooked and uncooked. I'm curious about both.
Okay, that adds a whole. Yeah.
All right, so here's our timeline: 8:30 p.m. Royal Mounted Canadian Police. You got Dudley Do Right popping up over here.
Royal Mounted. So I wonder if that means they were actually like, I know they call their state troopers or stadies or whatever mounted.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they were actually showed up on a horse to save a man on a dog.
I mean, they could.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, they could. But I feel like they had cars and they were like,
Yeah.
the Crown Vics.
Yeah.
Roll up in a motherfucking Grand Marquise. 28, 2008? Yeah, it was Grand Marquises for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Impala, maybe? I don't know. All right, so they ended up, they found out that he was trapped on the bus. He was prevented from escaping by the other passengers. The bus driver who had provided the crowbar and hammer was just letting them know what was going on. They were catching them up to speed. Other passengers were huddled on the roadside. These people were obviously crying. Some people were vomiting.
Yeah.
I mean, you just saw some gross ass shit. Imagine this on your ride. And you're like now going to be like fucking 20 hours
Right.
more before you fucking...
And they're going to charge me for another ticket.
And they're going to find that little bit of weed that I've got in my pocket too because it fucking stinks and no one's going to smell it.
Like,
right?
I'm out of the bus. I'm smoking it to fucking survive mentally.
All right, so the suspect had earlier attempted to escape by driving the bus away, but the bus driver had like some sort of like kill switch that they hit.
Oh, he tried to drive the bus away?
Yeah, this guy was like not coming. He was like wouldn't let them come in the bus. He was like not letting the police come in. He didn't want to talk to anyone. He was just like not wanting to like just do it. He was just like in a complete fucking Tasmanian devil fucking style nutcase inside the fucking bus. I don't know why I used Tasmanian devil as the reference, but it was like that. He was
Well,
just,
yeah, he's eating someone and like showing their head and shit.
So 9 p.m., the police are in a standoff with him. They summoned special negotiators, a heavy tactical unit. The suspect alternatively paced the length of the bus, was like walking up and down, and then continued to defile the corpse. So all while he's negotiating with them, all while they're trying to get him to come out, he's constantly just fucking with the corpse.
Yeah, I wonder what they mean by defile. Like, is he still stabbing them? Is he pooping on them? Is he like
What if he's
cutting snacks off of them, or is he
like acting
kicking them, stepping
he's
on them?
humping the body or fucking something?
See, when I was reading that part, I thought it said it cut his head off and continued to defile the body and cut off other pieces of his body.
Yeah.
Just chopping him up.
Just whacking him up and eating pieces. Yeah.
This guy should have been in the mob.
This is crazy. I mean, so the police officers observed him doing all this stuff on their own. The stranded passengers were transported to other different places. They were all interviewed. Some people said that they heard him say that he has to stay on this bus forever. Here's where the crazy talk starts coming in. He was saying weird shit, like, I got to stay on this bus forever. There's aliens coming.
So eat somebody? How does that stop the aliens?
I speak to God. He was saying things like that.
Well,
people were like, what the hell's going on with this guy?
Everybody can talk to God. Doesn't mean you have to listen.
This is probably why he like moved from the front of the bus to the back, because like everybody in front was tired of his shit. They're like, all right, we're fucking done here, bro. We're done.
Or maybe he saw the one victim, like maybe Tim was the only guy who was like not paying attention. He was just listening to his headphones.
Maybe so.
He was just sitting there.
The only unsuspecting person possibly.
Maybe he thought he could get away with it better if he was in the back or something. I don't know.
So the standoff went into the next morning, 1:30 a.m. The suspect attempted to escape from the bus by busting through the window, and obviously, you know, the cops, they're all there. They're ready to go. They snatched him. They tasered him twice.
Till 1:30 in the morning, they have guns and tasers. Pop in there and fucking put that guy down.
I mean, like, really, who was going to hurt otherwise?
Other than himself, yeah.
So they popped in. He came out, tried to bust out the window. They tasered him a couple of times, handcuffed him, placed him in the back of the cruiser. They placed the victim in plastic bags.
I
mean, that's how fucked up it all was. They placed it all in plastic bags. The nose, tongue, and ears were found in this guy Lee's pockets.
That's just...
He was keeping like trophies for good luck.
That's fucked up. I mean, because God told you to, or aliens are coming, eating somebody. I'm pretty sure God didn't tell you to cut his head off and eat him.
Yeah, in the ears and the nose and all that. Like, I mean, whatever God's telling you, that's probably not the right God you should be listening to. I mean, you know.
I hear those voices too when I ride a bus. I just don't do anything about it.
I know. That's just called fucking being tired of being on the bus. I mean, you know, it's the Greyhound. So
have a Snickers. Sorry, I could have.
Strangely enough, the victim's eyes and part of his heart were never recovered and are presumed to have been parts of the body that he had eaten.
His eyes and his heart?
And part of his heart. He was like really hacking into him.
I feel like those are the grosser parts to eat and harder to get to.
Early in the morning, Greyhound, 10 a.m. Greyhound representatives arranged to get people to local places to be able to get clothes, food, shelter, all that stuff for a little bit. 10 a.m. It took them that long for Greyhound. Those people were sleeping. They didn't know what was going on. The executives, decision makers.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm not answering the phone until fucking 9 a.m.
They have a Greyhound, a corporate Greyhound bus that's just a big cocaine party bus. They're all in there locked in. Not till tomorrow. That's man.
That's so basically. We've got some aftermath now. Obviously, he went to court.
Well, like, I got to find the court stuff, but I just want to say real quick, in the aftermath, it says, the week following that attack, the week after that happened, Greyhound Canada announced it was pulling a series of nationwide advertisements, which included the slogan. This was their slogan.
This is what their slogan was.
At the time, somebody on one of their buses chopped another passenger's head off and ate his eyes, heart, and other parts of them. Their slogan was, there's a reason you've never heard of bus rage. That's pretty specific.
People are like, we've heard of it now.
The incident has led to numerous calls, petitions demanding increased security on intercity buses.
Like this whole incident changed a lot of things. Like there was a PETA thing about animals. There was a fucking lawsuits left and right. People were pulling like slogans and things. The company had to restructure fucking advertising.
Do you have from the trial, the sentence? What did he get sentenced?
So basically,
I can't find that right here.
Did you find it?
No, I can't. I don't see
so
it.
he was initially found not criminally responsible because he was considered a schizophrenic clinically.
And they charged him with second-degree murder, right?
It was second-degree murder.
That's first. That might even be the fucking ahead of first degree.
So what happened was ultimately in the beheading murder, he was found as a confirmed schizophrenic. He was found not criminally responsible by the state. He appeared before the Criminal Code Review Board under all the pretenses of whatever the charges were, and they decided that they were going to send him to the mental hospital. This guy was clearly crazy. They did psychiatric evaluations. He said that he was foreseeing an alien attack that was coming, and he was being told by God to attack this person that would end up stopping the alien attack or something strange.
But eating him, okay, kill him, stab him a few times, whatever. Cut his head off, show it to everybody, run around the bus, defile him, and eat his eyes.
I gotta say, this guy was real early on his fucking his plea. He'd be like, "Oh shit, I just killed this dude. Fuck. What do I do? What do I do?
I'm
Okay,
crazy.
start eating him. Yeah,
trout in the pants, crazy. Yeah. So he
got sentenced. Basically, he was remanded to the psychiatric facility until he was deemed, if ever, not a threat.
So
that was the sentence. Now this is Canada. They do different kinds of.
They do bigwig court. They do.
What you were saying? There was something about a story about bigwigs.
Well, yeah, they still do. I think they still do court where the judges either used to up until recently or still wear like the big wigs, And I learned recently the term bigwig. Do you know where that comes from?
I don't know. No.
It comes from syphilis. Back in the day, I think like 1800s or something like that, or whenever. Back then, before
syphilis
internet
on
and
your
all that, they had these two rich guys. Okay, both these guys, they were rich and very prominent, and they both got syphilis back when you couldn't treat it and there was no cure. And so syphilis, your body starts falling apart. It could be any part. Their hair was falling out, so they went and got these big wigs to hide the fact they had syphilis and were spreading it and still fucking people. And since they were rich guys, and I guess they were styling back then, they were the ones, everyone else started copying them, and they all started wearing big wigs. So that's where the term big wig comes from, because like the rich guys, that's what they did. They would wear big wigs, and people don't realize nowadays that they were doing that to cover up signs of syphilis.
Yeah, it's too bad they didn't know at the time. They could be like, "Oh, don't fuck those guys."
Yeah,
don't fuck those guys.
Yeah, big wig's actually bad.
Yeah.
It's not cool. But back to this. So I do see here, June 3rd, 2010. He's been in psychiatric care for like 2 years. They started to grant him supervised outdoor walks within his mental health facility.
Yeah, he was like actually like being like doing good, and like they were giving him freedoms.
They were letting him walk around outside. Like, it's in the facility, but they're just letting him walk around. Also, more of the aftermath, 2011, two passengers. I'm not going to name their names. Oh, they filed a lawsuit.
They filed a lawsuit just for witnessing
so Deborah
it.
Tucker,
they were like,
Kayla
my
Shaw,
eyes were sprained. Yeah.
They filed a lawsuit against Greyhound and the Canadian government for being exposed to the beheading, and they were both seeking $3 million. And in July 2015, they both dropped their suit.
Oh.
I feel like they got paid.
They either got paid or somebody came and threatened their ass.
Something happened.
The Royal Mounted Police showed up with the horse. You don't want to see the horse. Maybe that's why you don't want to see the horse.
And then, so that was February of 2011. May 2011, CBC, which I guess is a news thing out there, reported that Lee was responding well to his psychiatric treatment, and his doctor recommended that he receive more freedoms phased in over several months. So about a year later, 2012, the National Post reported that Lee had been granted temporary passes that would allow him out of the mental institute he was in.
Allow him to leave.
Yeah, it would allow him to leave the facility and go into the town that he was in and walk around or do whatever.
Like go to market and shit.
Yeah, they were supervised, but still, I mean, it was supervised by a lot of people chopping someone's head off.
So he probably had like a nurse and a cop with him.
A nurse and a cop. That's what it says here. Nurse and a peace officer.
Or at least a guy with a walkie-talkie.
Yeah. Well, peace officer I know is like a cop there. I know that from Trailer Park Boys. But in an interview around that time, he spoke for the first time about it, saying that he began hearing the voice of God in 2004, and that he wanted to save people from an alien attack. So that was a plan he already had. That's 4 years before he murdered this guy. He was already hearing voices. And 2004, he was in mental care in a facility from 2003 to 2004, and they didn't catch it then? Like, come on, don't be so nice, Canada. What the fuck?
This guy's good. He's good.
So, and then 2014, they reported that he would be allowed unsupervised visits to Selkirk, which is the town he was near, starting at 30 minutes. They expanded into full-day trips.
Like,
So
this
he
is
could
your
just-
test. Don't go kill anyone.
Yeah, no knifey.
Let's see if you can do this.
Since 2013, he had been allowed to
I
have
do not want to
supervised
live near this
visits.
fucking psychiatric place. Fuck
No.
that. Do most psychiatric places do this?
I don't think anyone. I don't
I hope
think any
not.
of them do it. So is this even relevant? Scene? Yeah. So this is just sad. One of the officers from the scene, 6 years later in 2014, suicide, killed himself.
Over the whole incident,
It
from what he saw.
it says in his obituary, his family stated that he had PTSD.
Oh man, this
I
reached
wonder
in a
what
lot.
from.
Yeah, this reached in a lot of different directions. Anybody seeing this shit?
I
being
bet
a
there's
part of
people
it?
still suffering from that. I mean, it was 13 years ago, but still, it's how do you get over that?
So I think
That's-
we're caught up to where he ends up. All right.
Go ahead.
So what happened was, I don't have the exact date here, but I think it was about 2015 or so. He appeared before the Criminal Code Review Board.
February 10th.
Okay. He reviewed
2017.
under the Federal Code Review Board. Now, in this country, with a high-profile case like this, and I've heard of things like this happening, you're awarded a new identity.
Oh yeah, I was reading somewhere else. Yeah, in 2015.
So you get a new identity
Yeah,
because
but-
obviously this will be difficult to like proceed forward, get away from it. I mean, he's like did his time.
You shouldn't get
technically,
away from it. You cut a man's head off in 8 parts of
but
him.
he did the crime. I'm not in his defense, just for the record here, but I'm just saying he did the crime and he did his time.
He didn't do. He's in my mind. I think he should have done more time.
He tricked the system.
Okay, now that he's well and he's better or whatever after the psychiatric help, now
Back
send
on
him to
meds.
prison.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you still did the crime. Now you got to go to prison.
Not let him change. Not give him a new identity and make it easier for him to fucking be around a situation and do this again. Right?
I mean, I agree. I totally agree.
And then here. Okay, so
So-
he's got his new identity in 2015.
And his new identity is none other than
Will Baker.
Will fucking Baker. This is what they've named him.
Because next time he will bake her before he eats her. What the fuck?
Because raw tastes a little not that good. You know what I mean?
Women
So-
taste better than dudes. Like that's
So he showed up before the review board with all of his documentation, new name. They planned to, this was obviously leading up to him getting out, and they said they find him not a threat to society.
February 10th, 2017. The Manitoba Criminal Code Review Board ordered Lee to be discharged.
Freed.
Lee was granted absolute discharge. There'll be no legal obligations, no
What is this
restrictions,
timeline from,
no supervision pertaining to his living. So he's just free to go. Will Baker's just free in the world after eating another human live and stabbing and cutting his head off. He cut someone's fucking head off
Held their head up.
on a bus.
Was like,
Yeah.
all that shit.
Like
you
a
know?
fucking, he had a real life haunted house or haunted bus.
Real.
And fucking, he's just out in the world. I don't know where he is. I didn't find like where he is or
He's still in
anything. I
fucking
don't see
Canada.
anything else.
Stay the fuck away
Hopefully
from
he's
there.
still in Canada. I don't know. I mean, sorry for Canadians, but I'm
I
just
understand
saying.
if you guys want to come here. Fuck that. Yeah.
So
So
they got legal weed. They ain't coming here. But that's I don't know. I think that's kind of fucked up. I think especially if you're going to give him absolute discharge, no supervision, no check in with a fucking probation or parole or any of that stuff, and you give him a new identity so that he can go get a regular job and all that. Like, I get that it's tough for people who get out of prison who've committed like non-violent crimes and non-sexual crimes. Like if you go to prison for weed and then you can't get a fucking job to save your life that's worth a damn. I get that. He ate somebody. He fucking ate somebody. He should at least have to wear a shirt or a name badge or something that says I eat people or something.
So I looked a little something up into it. So basically, these people who are granted these new identities, their name is still tied to the crimes and cases if
If a
authorities
cop looks them up,
look
yeah.
them up. Yeah,
Wow.
that's nuts, man.
Who is Will Baker?
Now we fucking know.
A piece of
He's
shit.
a piece of shit.
What a dick.
But he's crazy though too. Is it really his fault? That's the argument. It sounds like he cheated the system to me. It sounds like he fucking cheated the system. He milked the fucking crazy card.
My opinion goes round and round on this topic of like, if you do something as heinous as this, I finally used that word right, as heinous as this, and you're like mentally ill, and it really is true, whether this guy is or isn't. I'm not giving an opinion on that, but if you commit a crime and you
doctors clinically say he is.
yeah, and then they send you to an institution like this, I don't know if like you cut someone's head off like this, if you should be able to have that privilege to walk around.
Ever.
What if you have a relapse? What if, and what, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know if that's fucking possible or whatever.
You can eat a woman, you can eat a baby, you can eat a fucking what?
You ate a human. You ate somebody that was just alive a minute ago.
And now he ain't.
Yeah, and now he ain't. I know, like,
And
I'm all
out
for-
of all of this, Tim McLean is he's the fucking.
he has no say in this.
There's no real justice for him here. His mom is fighting a battle saying this guy should have never got out. He still got out. Changed his name. She said that shouldn't happen. This guy is like getting it. He's living in an apartment somewhere.
At the most, people like this should maybe, and I don't even know if I believe this, but maybe like some kind of assisted living where
Like a halfway house.
You have to lay your head down, like a halfway house. You have
Check
a curfew. You got to lay your head down here. Free to go during the day. I don't know. I don't
But then
think
what?
so.
Even
but
after they said he was in a halfway house, now living on his own, we'd be like, why the fuck is he living on his own again? You know, what I mean, he should never be free. He should never be free. But that's the law in Canada.
he ate somebody.
Here, I don't think he'd ever get out.
He ate somebody. He ate somebody.
What you have
He
just
fucking-
tasted was human meat.
That's fucked up. My heart goes out to the victim's family. I mean, they filed a lawsuit for like 150 grand.
Really small
Just
amount.
give those people 15 million. Give them something relevant.
Well, see, that's what I'm
Fucking-
saying. Now, hearing that is what made me ultimately a little earlier ask, what if Tim McLean was the guy that everybody hated on the bus?
What if Tim
150
McLean,
grand, that's a low amount. Like, okay, he was a fucking jerk, but like 150 grand or something. Can we
Yeah.
get something?
What if he would have got up and moved when he sat next to him? What if Tim would have got up when
Yeah.
fucking old stabby
Yeah,
came back?
yeah,
I
and
wonder if he would have grabbed him and did it then, if he like picked him as a victim, or if he would have grabbed the person on the other side of him, because we saw that. And we'll
What
try
if
to post-
Jean-Claude got next to him
We'll-
with his fucking lumberjack jacket and shit? Was he going to stab him?
We'll share the video. There's a video of a guy who was on the bus being interviewed by the news, and he tells a story of like he was next to the guy that got up and started stabbing, and he also described him as a robot. Like he had no rage, he had no
emotion.
He wasn't. He was just plain
It was just
face, just
stab.
stab. Yeah, he was just killing the guy. Good timing. But he said he was
I was
just like
gonna
a
do one more
robot.
stab.
But I wonder if like maybe he would have killed that guy if Tim moved, or maybe he picked Tim as a victim. I don't know. There's a
Butterfly
million what
effect.
ifs. That's fucked up. Don't eat people.
Don't do that shit.
Kill. Yeah, that's
Like that's a bad idea.
yeah.
Like,
I'm all for farm to table, but get some chickens. Don't eat a human.
I think we had a good episode, man.
Yeah, that's pretty. I
like this.
That was a pretty long episode.
Hell yeah.
I do want to do more of these solo episodes. I've had a few people say, like, request and say that they like the ones that we did do.
I like it too.
More. We actually did about an hour and a half almost.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
But as a reminder, this weekend, Comedy Arena, October 22nd, 23rd, Friday and Saturday. Google it. I'm there. Buy tickets. 10th at the Improv. 29th next week, next Friday, Hyenas, Dallas. Hit me up for tickets. Find us, social media, at The Open Mic Podcast on Instagram and Facebook, the Twitter.
Open Mic 5000.
You thought I was going to say it.
I didn't know what was going
Jason's
on. for a minute.
drunk.
Yeah.
But yeah, find us also wherever you're listening, wherever you're downloading, if you're downloading, whatever, however you hear this podcast, go ahead and give us the best review possible you can. Say whatever you want, but give us a good rating. Say we're good. Say we're funny. Say we're sexy. I don't know. What do you want? But
Motherfucker.
also find me on Instagram at Mikey B the Comic. You can search my Facebook. I don't really use my fan page that much. My Instagram's way more
Just
fire.
Google that shit. It pulls him up.
Yeah, you'll find me.
He's there.
But that's it. We're done.
Cool.
Bye.
See ya.